Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody is doing fine. Today is March 9th, 2022. Happy to have you on. Thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading, everybody. Feel free to follow me on Twitter @_Clarence Jones. I'll definitely follow you back. YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Clarence Jones Sports Media. I subscribe to your YouTube channel. Visit my website, cjsportsmedia.com. Again, I want to thank everybody for listening and tuning in today. Today we have a guest on episode 53, Coach Ginnell Curtis,
hello.
Northwood Academy Varsity head girls coach, head basketball girls head coach at Northwood Academy. We're gonna, interview Coach and get to know Coach and talk about her success on and off the basketball court. And I'm happy to have Coach on. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
We definitely great to have you on. It's an honor to be able to speak with you. Before we get into, your success, Coach, kind of talk to us about who you are and, how you, got into the coaching, basketball and, what inspired you to coach.
Yeah, I'm Ginnell Curtis. I'm originally from Apex, North Carolina. I've been in South Carolina for probably about 14 years now. And I played in college myself, and I've always had a love for basketball. And so I just wanted to kind of give back through coaching. So I started out doing like individual trainings. And then that's how I got hooked up with Northwood Academy through Presley Singleton. She was the head coach at the time. And she asked me that I want to come on and be assistant. So I was an assistant for her about 5 years before I took over the head coaching job here at Northwood.
Right. Now, Northwood Academy, Coach, where is that directly at?
It's in Summerville.
Well, we know it's in South Carolina.
Summerville, South Carolina. Summerville. Yep.
Summerville. Okay. Now, how long you been? How old was you when you started coaching? Because I was 21 when I started.
So,
I started in Job Corps.
About 30. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And you start off as assistant for 1 or 2 years?
I was assistant with her for 5 years, but I did coach my son. We did a little AAU for third graders. Got beat pretty bad with that little group, but we did a little travel ball just to give them, something to do during the summer. So I've always dabbled, I did some coaching on the lower level, but it wasn't until 2011 I started with the high school.
Right. Great. Yeah, because I know me. I started at the age of 21. I'm 32 now. I got my first opportunity coaching actually men my age in Job Corps, Lyndon B. Johnson Job Corps in Franklin, North Carolina. I'm not sure whether you're familiar with Franklin, North Carolina, but that's where I started my coaching career. So it's great to get in the game young and learn from the best. All right, Coach. We want to dive right in. You have a total of 100 career wins. What's the journey been like, and how did you made it, took, 100 wins? I mean, that's a lot of success.
Thank you.
And, talk about it.
The journey hasn't been easy. I think people, especially look at our program, Northwood, we have had a winning program since I've been here. But if you probably can understand this as a coach, just getting all those players to work together for a common goal, knowing their role. And so I would say it's been challenging, but exciting at the same time. I love a challenge. And the main thing is just getting those girls to buy in so you can be successful. And I think me and my assistant, Jimmy Davenport, we do a great job of, we teach, my philosophy is defense is going to create our offense. And that has worked for us so far.
Now, when you first started your coaching career, Coach, have you ever had in mind, maybe one day I will make it to 100 career, far as 100 career wins, or you just kind of went with the flow? Did you ever thought someday you will be able to see, your career advance to 100 career wins?
It's crazy. I never really thought about it because it was through another sports writer who asked me, Coach, what's your career record? And that's when I was like, oh, wow, I'm close to 100 wins. And that's when it hit me wow, I've been doing this for a while. And, just to be blessed to even get close to 100. And now I'm at 100. So I really consider it an honor because I know some coaches don't get that. And, just still be in the game right now. So I feel blessed. I feel truly blessed.
Great. Now, I've coached Job Corps basketball, men my age. I've coached middle school basketball. to tell you the truth, I don't know how much wins I have, but I do remember my first win, and that was in Job Corps and being able to celebrate. Remember everybody coming down from the bleachers and just, coaches and players, we all just celebrating and being happy. Let's talk about your first win and your 100th win. Talk about, those moments from, when you won your first one as a head coach and as your 100th.
All right, so I can be honest. I don't know if it's my age, but I don't remember who I played for my first win. Okay. But I do remember the nervousness, just nervous, trying to get over that hump. Like, can I get a win? You don't want to go through a season not having a win at all. So I just remember being relieved, like, whoo, I got that monkey off my back or whatever, getting that win. So that was exciting. And then my 100th win, we didn't play great that game, and I knew it was going to be my 100th win. So I was like, oh my God, the girls sabotaging me. Because we had to work for it. We had to work for it. We played Hilton and Prep. They're really coached by a good coach, and they play hard. And we were going back and forth in the fourth quarter. I mean, we were only up by like 4 points. So to have that relief and get that win, I mean, it was so exciting. My kids, the players, the staff and fans, they were very excited for me. So it was a beautiful moment.
That's great. That's great. Now, and the crazy part about it was, how challenging you say it was. It wasn't like a cakewalk. You guys really had to play and, come back and, keep and maintain. So that was great. Mary, to take that, my 100th win wasn't easy. It was a fight,
I agree with that.
That's great. So let's talk about you becoming the 2021-2022 SCISA 3A Region 3 Coach of the Year. What's your thoughts on winning the award and what it took for you to win the award?
My thoughts on winning the award, I was honored and blessed to win it. I don't think our team was picked to win the region. So I think that surprised a lot of people. So just being able to do what we did probably shocked a lot of people. So again, it was a challenge. We had to go up against First Baptist twice, and they had 3 players that are signed to go to college. So a lot of people counted us out. So we had to kind of put some things in place to try to get those wins so we can come on top. And then just respect from our colleagues, the other coaches in the region, means a lot to me that they would even vote, because we have to vote for it, that they would vote for me for Coach of the Year. What was the other question? I'm sorry.
Wow. So before we get into the other question, why would you guys, the Chargers, right?
The Chargers, yeah.
Is it the Chargers? You guys the Chargers? Okay. So why was you and your Chargers kind of like the underdog going into the season? Why didn't nobody expect you guys, you guys to overcome what
we lost one
did?
Of the best guards, and then we lost 2 primary starters last year. And so I guess they're looking at, if you look on paper with First Baptist and us, they look like they should have, won it all. So I think that's why.
Got it. Oh, wow. Now, the next question was what it took for you to win the award, as far as, because I know winning that ain't easy. Like you say, the coaches had to vote it. So what it took for you to get to that?
I think, of course, I got to give credit to my players. We, they got to get the wins and things like that. So, but also just, I think the coaches in our region, we respect each other. We have one team that, you could easily blow out by 50 or 60, but I try to, during the game, I'll tell my girls, stop fast breaking. Let's get 10 passes. Just so I think they respect me for that. Because I look at it, I'm a parent too, so I wouldn't want to be in the stands. Even though you can blow somebody out by 100, I always think about that view if the roles will switch. So I think they have a lot of respect for me, and again, I have to give credit to my players for helping me get those wins and getting that respect also.
That's great. Now, when you say you lost, you said, was it 2 of your best players or 1 of your best players, right?
Yeah, I had a player go back to her primary school last year, and then I had 2 senior posts that graduated. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Now let's talk about your Chargers. You guys had an amazing season, 21-3 overall. You guys went 10-0 in the region. Talk about that success and the grind and the commitment.
Oh, I start them early with conditioning in September. We can have individuals up to 3 players. We're in the gym, in the weight room, running them from day one when we can. And like I told them, I said they earned this. They work very hard. I had some players that quit, and I was able to get them to come back, and just their commitment. I may give them one day off throughout the week, and it's very challenging. I kind of run my program kind of like a college or whatever, meaning that if you're not at practice,
Right.
you got to run. If you miss practice, you got a consequence, and they know from day one I'm big on discipline. So hats off to them for buying in and being committed. And like I said, I don't think a lot of people thought we would have actually we had 22 wins and 4 losses, but yeah, I don't think a lot of people thought we would be where we were this year. So I'm very thankful and blessed.
Right. Now, me listening to the way you model your practices and your games and your commitment far as, from your girls, is it a certain type of male or female coach or a coach that, in the WNBA or NBA or your high school coach or your middle school coach? Is there anybody that you model your coaching guide after and say, okay, I'm going to do it this way because blah, blah, blah? Is anybody that you kind of just, have in mind?
I still keep in contact with my high school coach, and actually he retired and came back, and he's about to play for a state championship up in Apex, North Carolina next week. So I keep in contact with him. I'm always running ideas about him, and also my college coach, just the discipline she provided for us in college. And so I never forgot those things. And even though it was hard at the time, I understood it made me the person who I am and the coach that I am. And I always give them credit. And of course, I got to give respect to Dawn Staley, just following her program. And I have a lot of respect for her also.
Right, right. Now, you kind of snuck in your playing career because I didn't know you had a playing career. Can you kind of share us, as far as your high school and college career was like?
High school, we didn't win the state championship, but I played 3 years. I got moved up. I got moved up at the end of my 9th grade year, and then I played those 10th, 11th, 12th grade. I got a full scholarship to UNC Pembroke, that's in Pembroke, North Carolina. They were in the Peach Belt Conference, and I went on to UNC Pembroke, right, where I was an All-American. I was freshman of the year, leading the conference and scoring a lot of years. And I'm actually on the Pembroke's most points score. I scored over 2,000. I'm like the second on that list today. And I got inducted to the Hall of Fame in high school in 2018 and at Pembroke 2008. So I'm all right. I was all right.
Congratulations, Coach. Now, do you care to share what year your class you in? Or
I graduated in 2002 from Pembroke. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're gonna have to look you up, Coach. Maybe we can find some YouTube highlight. Who knows? These days.
I don't know if I got some YouTube, but there's some articles,
Great.
some articles out there still. So yeah.
Great. Now let's talk about your 4 players from the Chargers, Coach. You had 4 players that made the SCISA 3A all-region team. Describe your feeling, for your players. Like, how did you feel when you found that out?
I felt very, very excited for them. I felt like they deserved it. Those 4 players, they carried a lot of load, played a lot of heavy minutes, and I required a lot from them. And for them to get that recognition, it'll, for anybody, it lets them know that, man, my work wasn't in vain, that I got recognized for something. And it's not all about recognition, but you do want to, people to see that your hard work did pay off. So I'm very, very pleased and just blessed to have four players even have that honor.
What were they feeling like when they found out?
Oh, they were excited. And they actually got to play in the North-South. Skeeza has a North-South all-star game. So because they got selected for all region, they got a chance to play in that all-star game this past weekend. So, and I was able to coach, and we won by 1 in overtime. So it was a very exciting game. Yeah.
That's great. Now, where and how you met Kobe Bryant, if you can, if you remember, share the conversation with us. What do you guys talk about? And, just how was that moment?
I remember. I still haven't watched this shoulder that he touched. No, Katrina, I don't know if you know who Katrina McClain is, but she's a legend in South Carolina. And I had the honor of, she helped me out one year. And she actually has the Katrina McClain Award that she gives out every year at the Final Four. So she invited me along for the journey that year. And while we're sitting about to watch UConn play, here comes Kobe Bryant and Gigi walking through. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, about to lose it, not trying
Wow.
to, trying to be a groupie or whatever. But I'm like, oh my God, Katrina, that's my favorite player. I can't breathe. And she was like, I said, we gotta meet him. We gotta meet him. So I'm trying to calm down. And then he has his bodyguards and stuff because during the game, you can't he don't want you talking to him because he want to enjoy that moment with his kids, with his daughter. But if it's a timeout or something, he'll let people come over and take pictures. So at halftime, he got up and started walking to the back. I was like, Katrina, oh my God, he's leaving. So she was like, come on. So because I was with a superstar and, being her, we were able to go in the back. And then she was like, Kobe, she's a big fan, And I was like, yes, can I get your picture? He was like, sure. He was so nice, not give, sometimes these superstars like, man, I ain't got time for this. I mean, I put my stuff down. He put his hand on hugged me, put his hand on my shoulder, took the picture, and I just told him, I said, I'm your biggest fan. I was like, I know you hear that all the time, but he was very, very nice. I didn't realize how tall he was compared to me, but he's pretty tall. But it was, I sent it to my son, and he was so jealous. And some people, they were like, no way.
Wow. So, and this was in North Carolina or South Carolina?
Where I met him? Actually, we went to the Final Four was in Ohio that year. Yeah, okay, the Final Four. Yeah, the college Final Four. Yeah, so she was giving out her award, and she took me along with her. Wow. So that's where I met him. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And just to hear that he was very friendly and didn't brush you off. I mean, that's just great, because a lot of time, the people we idolize on television and, through growing up, they always be the same if we lucky enough to meet them in person. So to hear you say what we see on TV matches, what we saw in real life. I mean, that's great. That's great. Wow. So, Coach, this game, this first annual Low Country Boys and Girls Basketball All-Star Game, is it still this upcoming Saturday, or it already took place? Yep. Okay. So, first of all, congratulations being selected to coach the East, in this first annual Low Country All-Star Game, Boys and Girls, on this upcoming Saturday, March 12th at the North Charleston Athletic Center. Talk about how you got selected.
The committee called me up and asked me would I have the honor to be the coach for the East, and I was like, sure. I don't know their process of I'm pretty sure they do their research on the Low Country coaches or whatever, but I just got the call and asked if I would want to, and I accepted, of course, because I felt like this is history for us. I know the Upper State, I think they have an All-Star game each year where they just highlight their players in that area. So I'm very excited to be a part of this event.
Right. Now this is the first annual. So how did this came apart? Was this built by a committee, or was it somebody that throwing the idea, say, hey, we need to come up with some type of all-star game? Like, how did this came into place?
A lot of people have been saying it, we need to do it. But this company, JG Sports, they actually put it into motion that they were going to do it this year. And I think a lot of people still was like suspect. No, it's not going to happen. But it's happening. I got my roster, and other coaches got their roster. Right. We have a practice on Friday, just to get the girls familiar with each other and just make it special for them. So it's happening. It's gonna be something nice. I think why not showcase? We have a lot of talent in the Low Country, in South Carolina alone, but I know in the Low Country we have a lot of talent also. So why not showcase these girls and give them opportunity just to play together and have respect for each other's game. And it's the boys are playing too.
Now, as far as that's congratulations to both boys and girls. It's something to give the boys and girls something to do after the season, because a lot of time athletes, some play one sport, some play multiple ones, but the ones that only play one sport, it gives them something else to participate in. Regarding your roster, how was your roster selected? Was it just every coach sent in a certain number of players? Like, how did you actually get your roster?
Each coach had the opportunity to nominate up to 3 players on their teams. Yeah. So, and then the committee selected from there. Okay. I think they went to Max Rep, looked at the stats and all that stuff, and and how they did. Yeah.
Great. Now, with this All-Star game, is it just going to be like a game, or you guys going to do any like contests, like horse or some type of 3-point shootout, or is this going to just be like a game where everybody can know each other and talk?
Yeah, it's going to be a game for the girls and the boys, and I think they're going to give some awards and have some halftime entertainment. But that's the main thing. I
That's
think the
great.
game was the
That's cool,
goal,
man.
and I think
I
next
wish they
year
had
they'll
that.
get better. Maybe at a dunk contest, maybe at a, what I'm saying. But the main thing was to get the game going. And I mean,
Yeah.
they got A1 Hoops. I don't know if you heard of them, but they're coming down to do live streaming, and they're going to
Yeah.
write up some scout reports on the kids and stuff. So it's going to be giving them some exposure too. And the game films are going to be sent to college coaches. So trying to get them out there helping the kids.
Great. Great. Now, speaking of college coaches, have you came across any couple coaches that taught you about your players, or are you in talks with
Oh
some of
yeah,
them? Or
yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm always each year we usually always have a senior that has been looked at by a college or has have opportunity to go play at the next level.
that's great. All right. Tell us about the upcoming game more. Is most of these players have already played? Because I'm assuming you say you coach in the East, so is it like an East
Yeah,
West
it's
or
East
East
West.
South, or is it East
Yeah, it's
versus?
East West, and
Okay, so
which it's so I don't know if you're familiar with sometimes like after the public schools season is over, they have like a North South game with only seniors. Well, what's special about this game? It doesn't matter your classification, long as you play varsity. If your coach feel like you're worthy of, what I'm saying, because I think sometimes you limit, like say if you have an eighth grader that's averaging 25 points a game, is she worthy of being an All
right,
Star game? Yeah, maybe someone would say that. So it's no classification as long as you're playing in, on a varsity. You played on the varsity team this year. So I'm excited about that. That we just don't have seniors and juniors, but we have some sophomores, we have some freshmen. So it's going to be a mix, a little bit of every classification.
great. That's
Thank you,
congratulations. I
thank
mean,
you.
that's a successful, amazing year to, coach of the year to, having great records and now, you being able to coach in the first annual
Yeah.
All-Star game. That's great. Coach, so let's talk about real quick your playoffs, like state playoffs. Like, did you guys have like a actual bracket tournament, or is this kind of like just a set of games and then you get the All-Star game? Like, do you
Yeah,
guys
we
have like
have
a
a
tournament
tournament.
playoff
We
bracket that
lost in the
already took
semifinals.
in place?
So another thing, for the last 4 years,
Okay.
4 years, yeah, the last 3 years, I've been the runner-ups versus Carter Newman. And I don't know if you know them about Carter Newman. They have
Okay.
Ashlyn Watkins, that's signed to go to South Carolina. She's a beast. Give her credit. She's just unstoppable, pretty much. And this year we didn't make it to the
Right.
championship because we played them in the semifinals, and we came up a little short. But just the I mean, any team that can make it to the playoffs is a blessing. And like I told my girls, even though we didn't make it to the
Right.
game, we still had a successful season.
Right. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Successful season and be able to come back and next season and
Yeah,
build
be
off
hungry.
that,
Yeah.
what you built last season.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. One more question for you, Coach. When it comes to the, state of women's basketball and women's coaches and WNBA, where does it stand at in your opinion? Do you feel like it is right there where it needs to be, or it still needs to grow a little bit and be more supportive?
I definitely think we have had some growth, but I don't think we're there yet. And you hear Don Staley and some of the WNBA players talking about equality as far as pay, and even with Dawn this year getting the pay raise that she got, I mean, she shot it out, the women and stuff like that. Like she's paving the way for us all to, one day that it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, you get what you deserve. So I'm excited to see the strides that we're making, but still not satisfied. Because I mean, if you look at the WNBA games versus the NBA games, it's still, it's still a clear difference in the fan base.
Right.
So, but we're gonna still keep fighting for women, girls sports and things like that. But I was excited about the state playoffs. I watched on TV, but for the girls, I mean, you had some games were packed out, so that was good to see that people came out and supported.
Definitely. And I agree with you. I definitely see it the same way. I was really rooting for Becky
Mm-hmm.
Hammond to either coach my Pacers
Yeah.
or either someday be able to come to an NBA coach, but she had to go back to the WNBA. I think she's a head coach of the Las
Yes, she
Vegas
is.
Aces. But I'm really with you on that. I think it still needs to be more growth and more support. I think if we can get that
Yeah.
support, that'd be great. I was just looking at the ESPN Fantasy app because I'm
Mm-hmm.
big on playing fantasy sports, and they starting to come up with a ESPN Fantasy Women's
Okay.
Basketball League starting in April. So I mean that's just something. But I'm like you, it needs to be
Yeah.
more growth at the end of the day for it to be where we know
Yeah.
that it could definitely be at.
I agree.
Well, Coach, let us know how could we find you on social media. Because I'm pretty sure we got some audience that really want to know more about you and your team and your success. How can we find you on social
Twitter,
media?
I'm Ginnell Curtis. I think Ginnell/Curtis. And Ginnell with a G, Ginnell. I'm on Facebook also, Ginnell Curtis, and Instagram, I'm Jenny Kurt 22. So my players get on me all the time about that. You're Jenny Kurt, but yeah. So I'm on all three social media platforms.
Thank you. Again, Coach, before we wrap up the interview, we're gonna need you to hang on just a few. Far as for my audience, I want to thank everybody for listening and tuning in and downloading and listening to me talk to Coach Ginnell Curtis. Shouts out to Northwood Academy Chargers. Have a great season and enjoy that All-Star game. Shouts out to everybody that's participating this Saturday in the All-Star game, the first annual Low Country boys and girls basketball All-Star game. So thank everybody again.